Hello, you're tuned into daily coronavirus updates. Today is the 30th of April and you're watching The Wire. Over 33,000 people have been infected by the novel coronavirus in India. 23,651 people are currently under medical supervision. Over 8,000 have been cured and over 1,000 have died. 1,018 new cases were reported in the last 24 hours. The number of positive patients in Maharashtra is nearing the 10,000 mark, with over 6,000 cases in Mumbai alone. According to Maharashtra's Public Health Department, the state recorded 32 deaths and 597 new cases today. 7 police personnel and 1 Central Reserve Police Force personnel were among 12 people who contracted the virus in Nasik on Wednesday. Over 2,000 people have been infected by the virus in Nasik so far. Tripura's Chief Minister Biplab Kumar Deb said that the lockdown in the state will continue in some form or the other till a vaccine against COVID-19 is invented. Deb made these remarks after holding a 4.5-hour-long party meeting on Wednesday night. In Uttar Pradesh, after 28 cops tested positive for the virus, the state has ordered 10,000 PPE kits for officers on frontline duty. In Hyderabad, the 45-day-old baby boy was cured of COVID-19 and discharged from a state-run hospital today. The baby contracted the infection from his father and was admitted to the hospital on the 4th of April when he was 20 days old. He was the youngest in the country to have contracted the infection and has now been cured. The United States recorded over 2,000 deaths in the past 24 hours. After 2 days of a relative easing in the toll, the numbers have spiked again in the past 2 days, taking the death toll to over 60,000. Even with the rising number of deaths, as many as 35 of the 50 American states have released formal opening plans. The Union government today banned the import of all rapid antibody test kits from China's Wanfo Biotech and Livzon Diagnostics. This comes after rapid test kits from China reported inaccurate results. Earlier this week, Wanfo Biotech issued a statement which said that they were disappointed by the Indian government's decision to return rapid kits. The Chinese embassy spokesperson also said that it was unfair on the part of some people to call kits from China as faulty. Indian drug makers got approval to conduct trials with antiviral drug Favipiravir seen as a potential treatment for COVID-19. According to Chinese officials, the drug manufactured under the brand name Avigan by a unit of Japan's Fujifilm Holdings Corporation and approved for use as an anti-flu drug in the Asian island country has been effective with no obvious side effects in helping coronavirus patients recover. On Wednesday, another Indian pharmaceutical company, Strides Pharma Sciences, said that it had developed and commercialized Favipiravir antiviral tablets and had applied to Indian drug authorities to start trials. According to United States officials, there is clear-cut evidence that remdesivir can help people recover from the coronavirus. The drug cut the duration of symptoms from 15 days to 11 in clinical trials at hospitals around the world. Full details of the study have not been published yet. The California-based company Gilead Sciences on Wednesday said that the preliminary results show that 50% of COVID-19 patients treated with the 5-day dosage of remdesivir improved and more than half were discharged from hospitals within 2 weeks. These were the results of a phase 3 clinical trial which is said to be the final step in the process of the drug approval. Dr. Anthony Fauci, a key member of the White House Coronavirus Task Force, told reporters that Gilead results from the remdesivir clinical trial for treating the disease showed quite a good news. Several individuals, public health experts, and civil society members have sent a letter to Union Information and Broadcast Minister Prakash Zavadekar urging the minister to take action on attacks made on journalists, especially women reporters, on social media. This has come after the founder of a hyper-local news website in Coimbatore was jailed for highlighting shortcomings faced by government healthcare professionals and alleged corruption by some employees of the public distribution system. 2 days ago, the Andaman and Nicobar Islands police arrested a freelance journalist for a tweet that drew attention to what he said were bizarre quarantine rules. He was charged with multiple offences for a tweet, one of which was non-bailable, with the police accusing him of spreading false information. He has now been released on bail. According to the International Labour Organization, almost 1.6 billion workers in the informal economy, near half of the global workforce, faces an immediate danger of losing their livelihoods due to the continued sharp decline in working hours because of the COVID-19 outbreak. More than 430 million enterprises in hard hit sectors such as retail and manufacturing risk serious disruption. These findings were reported in the International Labour Organization's monitor released on Wednesday. That's all for today. Keep reading and watching The Wire. We will see you tomorrow. Until then, stay safe.